welcome to Journey of an Average Gamer, and today we're going to be getting the Puzzles Mason achievement by doing all the puzzles in the safe house. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go back downstairs and we're going to go inside the main living room area with the piano, and we're going to pick up this black light. Now the puzzle that's going to be here is going to be pretty static, so what we're going to be doing is using the black light to see these puzzles on the wall. So the first number that we're going to see is going to be the position that we're going to play, and then the letter name is going to be the name of the note we're going to play on the key. So that was the second position, the third key, and this one is going to be pretty static. So when you look on the walls and find these are going to be not changing. So this is going to be the order that you're going to play these notes on the piano once we finish finding all the keys. That's going to be number 1 is going to be MN. And these are Russian, by the way. 2 is PE, 3 is CM, 4 is AO, and 5 is PE. So those are going to be the positionings on the wall that we're going to play. So as you can see, the last note that we found, the 5th note, was going to be the first position, that MN key. So we're going to go on the piano, and as you can see, the keys up top with the black light, and then what we're going to do is use the left analog stick to actually scroll over, play that first key, and then we're going to go over to the next. PE. Then we're going to go over to CN. That AO looking one, yep, and click. And the last one is going to be PE again. So now that we've done this puzzle, the second part of the basement is going to open up. But before we go down there, we're going to go down the other side of the basement to the other basement area before we go down that one. So down here, we have another set of puzzles where we're going to have to turn on a generator. Now, we're not going to be using this generator because clearly we already have electricity, but these are the instructions on how to use the generator that we're getting ready to turn on. So clearly, since we have power, we're going to be generating and using power for something else. So even if you didn't pause and get those instructions, we're going to walk through the instructions as I go through it. So this first little lever right here up top, what we're going to do is we're going to turn that twice. And as you can see, the gauges are going to move when we turn these handles. Next, we're going to go over here and we're going to turn this once. Alrighty. Now that we turn that up, turn that once, we're going to turn the generator on, which is going to be this button right here. And now that we turn that generator on, we're going to go back to our first pipe above head, and we're going to turn that twice. Once you turn that twice, you're going to hear a whole bunch of funky noises, and the generator is going to be turned back on. Alrighty, so now we're going to go to our next area, which is what we missed the first time, which is going to be that first basement area. So this is going to be a different part of the basement now that we actually have access to it, because that generator opens this door. So now we have more instructions on the desk, some more story. And then we have our next puzzle that you're going to use throughout the game. Now this puzzle is going to be different. Now this puzzle's code on the keypad is going to be random. So don't necessarily type in what I'm actually typing in. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna use your black light to scroll over the keypad to see which buttons did fingerprints touch on. So the buttons that have the fingerprints on them, but they're very, very deep, those are gonna be ones that are gonna be guaranteed. 9 times out of 10, those buttons are gonna be used twice, which is why they're a little bit deeper. I'm actually gonna mess up and back up on this one, so I'm actually gonna log back in and I'm gonna type in my keys. So again, your code is gonna be different. So as you can see, the number 2 is really, really dark, and the number 0 is really, really dark, and you see like the little 2 there. So again, at least 3 and 0 has a good chance of that number being done twice because, again, of how dark it is. Now, once you put in your first code and hit the unlock key, if the number is in the correct location, that's going to be checked off with a green. So we got our first 3 numbers correct. Now you see that number 3 in the 4th slot? That lets you know, hey, this number 3 is used, but it's in the wrong location. So clearly number 3 is going to be a number that's used twice. If you see it's in red, that lets you know, hey, we don't use this number at all. So now we know, okay, there's a third 3, but it's not in that location. So it's got to be in the last location because the first 3 numbers were correct. And then I tried 2 because 2 looked like it was a little bit deeper. So clearly 2 is in the wrong location. So let's try this number out. So clearly 3, 2, 0. And that's a little bit deeper shade. So we're going to try 0 again and then 3. Now that code worked for us. Again, this code is going to be different for everybody who's playing the game. So that's going to be how you do that. Now the next code that we have that we're going to be doing after this is going to be a classic decoding code. Now basically, like any decoder ring, the number of the code that you're going to get is going to correspond to a specific letter, excuse me. And as you can see, decode cipher. So in the very, very beginning, our first code is going to be the number 3040. Now the decipher is down at the bottom. So the number 3 is going to be D. The number 1 is going to be the letter P. Oh, excuse me, not D. The letter O, excuse me. I'm over here going blind. And then E and then N. So it's going to be open. Now, some of these codes, when you play them throughout the game, you know, they're going to get a little bit obvious where you don't have to figure out what the rest of the words actually are going to be. But pretty much like any classic decoder ring, I think this is by far the easiest puzzle out of all of them. Because even if you're unfamiliar with the game, just by looking at it, you can kind of figure out what you need to do here. So there's going to be a couple of codes that we're going to input, and that's going to open up the door to the bunker. Open holding room bunker. And bunker is the last word we have to decipher. Alrighty, now that we have that puzzle completed and the holding room bunker is open, now we can go inside that bunker and pick up the key. And that key is going to open up the door to the radio room. And that's going to be our second to last puzzle, I should say. Because the last puzzle is actually just using the code we get inside the signal room. Now, if you're familiar with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, this next puzzle is basically going to be a simple lockpick. So all you're going to do with the lockpick is that you're going to rotate the right stick until you get that it starts, you feel the vibration starts to jiggle very, very rapidly. And then at the apex is when you hold it, and then that's what's going to open up the lock. So this is a relatively old puzzle, but it's still a goodie. I like how the Black Ops actually makes you feel like a spy. So this game is going to be very, very spy-like. So we're going to look around. Right there on the table is going to be the key to the signal room. Now this next puzzle that we're going to do in the signal room is going to be a random code, but the order in which the random code is going to be is still going to be the same. So that's how we're going to input the code in the last puzzle when we open up the safe. So we're going to read this little dossier. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to that radio and we're going to adjust the signal so that way we can actually match up the frequencies so we can actually hear what the actual code is. Now, the code is going to be the clue as to which number we're going to write down with the black light. So as you can see with my black light on, there's numbers. But the numbers we're going to do is going to be the couch, the purse, the calendar, and the flag. So once we actually get this frequency, you're going to hear what the radio voice is going to be saying, and that's going to let you know, hey, okay, that's the order of the numbers that we need to write it down, because the code is about laying on the couch, her purse, and then the calendar and the flag. So because the couch, purse, calendar, and flag are the order, whatever code you get when you look at those, write them down, and that's going to be our final clue.
Just under the memorial flag. He slumped on the couch.
He slumped on the couch. His wife's purse was still missing. Couch purse. He noticed the calendar, the third number,
the memorial flag.
And under the memorial flag. So the flag is going to be upside down, so that's why it's going to look like the top. So for me, that number is going to be 3.
His wife's purse still missing. He noticed the calendar marked with his brother's birthday.
The purse is going to be number 1.
Memorial flag.
Over here is going to be the calendar, which is going to be the number 9. And then the flag is going to be, again, it's upside down, so that's going to be the number 6. So those are going to be the order in which we're going to use to open up the safe, which is going to finish this puzzle and achievement. So now that we've got everything in here, you know, we can go ahead and go back upstairs and input the puzzle code that we just got into the safe, and that will give us our Puzzles Mason achievement. Alrighty, so let's unlock. Now for me, this is going to be 3196. And there you have it, everyone. The Puzzles Mason achievement. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's continue to get this money throughout this playthrough. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you're interested in getting free crypto and free stocks when you sign up, use my referral links down in the description. Until then, I'll see you in the next journey.